Let's say you live in a solo leveling-esque world. There are dungeons, there are monsters, and most importantly, there are hunters. You are one such person who is about to begin their journey to be a hunter. You've bought a skill book. Once you get the skill, you will awaken. And when you do, you see your stat menu and you're in shock. You see your name. You see your vitality. It's at 10. You see your strength. It's at 10. You see the skill you just learned, fireball. But your mana is just a blank line. That is the setup to infinite mana in the apocalypse. I'm just another reader, and today I'm going to be reviewing this novel from webnovel by Adui. A-D-U-I is the author's name. I have no clue how to pronounce it, but let's get into it. Infinite Mana in the Apocalypse is very much a power fantasy. It's all about our main character, Noah. Noah, he has what the author likes to describe as a tyrannical personality, where if he says something, that's how it's going to be. If he says he can do something, he can do it. And throughout the novel, there will be characters that will underestimate him, think he's just so weak because there are realms above him. But time and time again, he'll be like, I will surpass you in a week. And a week will go by and he's 10 times stronger than the person. That's the kind of novel you're reading. This is very fast paced. Reading the first 50 chapters, it goes at breakneck speeds from a weak nobody to someone important and strong. And that is the allure of this book. Our main character gets strong pretty fast, so you don't have to stay in the boring part of the story. There are people that underestimate him, and he will just throw the words right back at him. That's another way the author will build excitement. The story is very much, this character is strong and important. Everyone in the room must pay attention to him. Even people who think he is a nobody will soon figure out that he's the most important person in the world, the universe even. That's just the kind of story this is. And even the side characters that join our hero's party, Noah, they're just there to not actually fight, actually. None of the fighting is done by the side characters. It is entirely done by Noah, and they're there purely as friends to be like, wow, he's so powerful. And then along the side characters, there's the women he meets along the way. A problem with this novel is almost every woman he meets, he will have sex with, and they will join his harem. It is just part of the power fantasy, I guess. It is a bit concerning, but it's part of the appeal of the novel. I mean, this novel is constantly in the top 10 for web novel. It's one of the good ones, apparently. And it's a little funny just how much of a parody this novel is to solo leveling cultivation novels and other similar novels in the light novel-esque area of the internet. This novel is looking to combine many aspects of what makes those novels great. Does it do a good job? Sometimes. Other times it may be lacking. And I want to preface this next part by saying I have read about 1,800 chapters, so I know where the story is going and where it's currently going. I think there's about 1,900 chapters out as I record this. And towards the end, it does get a little repetitive in story structure, but there's something just fun about seeing him get stronger constantly for some reason. Like, even when you think, oh, he can't get any more stronger, he just does. And that's what this novel's about. I would describe it as a roller coaster, but not a good one. You know it's a bad roller coaster, but you still throw your hands up, you still scream because it's a roller coaster. It's going to be fun even if it's a bad one. And if the other rides are, you've already ridden them a lot, or you've already, in this case, read them, it's just something to stop by in the meantime, you know? I come back to this novel. I consider it like a comfort novel. Like, no, I've got nothing left to read. I guess there's some new chapters of Infinite Man and the Apocalypse out. That's not a bad thing. I'm just not saying this novel has a lot going for it besides its parody aspects. Now, there's one important thing that I think you have to know about this novel. The author will use the word in all caps, rumble, whenever something exciting is happening. It doesn't matter if the word rumble is actually onomatopoeia and representing a sound effect. It might just be like, oh, this is a big moment, he's powering up, rumble. Or he says a cool line, rumble comes afterwards. It's so much of a joke that on like multiple websites I've read this book on, the comments would be like, Control F search rumble. It appears 3 times in this chapter or 4 times. Depending on the excitement or the battle level of the chapter, rumble can appear multiple times. I would give this book, like if you come at it from a parody, satire viewpoint, it's about an 8 out of 10. The actual story itself is quite lacking at times, but the excitement in comparison to Solo Leveling is pretty similar. And Solo Leveling is also kind of lacking in story at times. So I think they're kind of similar in that aspect. But hey, that's just my opinion. 8 out of 10 from a parody viewpoint. There's one thing I want to say. This is the first truly novel on this YouTube channel that I've reviewed. Everything else has been a manga, a webtoon or manhwa, something with pictures. So I'm trying something new with the backgrounds. It's a little bit of a podcast kind of. Thanks for listening. This has just been another reader. Adios.